Jeffrey Epstein's youngest victim, hear me out, was still attached to the umbilical cord. Y'all are not mad enough. Life Touch Photos, who did the photos in JCPenney's and your children's photos in your school, were using your children's photos as a catalog for Epstein to go through. Y'all are not mad enough. Beyonce was found in the Epstein files giving up to 16 of her fetuses for Epstein, and states in one of her songs, 16 carriages, I gave them away while I watched them all get their plate. What the You're joking. What is this life? Y'all are not looking into this deep enough. Go through the files. Go through them. Take the time. Don't sit here and say you know the Epstein files if you did not go through them. Also, the government released these files as PDFs. Did you know that if you change the .pdf to .mov, they're actually movies? They're lying to you, and they redacted people's names and photos that actually were not victims because they're trying to hide shit. But in some of those clips and some of those emails, it shows a small tidbit of the redacted statement or a redacted photo, and ChatGPT will actually read through all of those images and tell you what it says. Do a better job next time. They redacted stuff where like only half of the sentence was covered, and so ChatGPT could literally read it. They talked about cream cheese in several statements, in several emails. What was cream cheese? Some of y'all are saying it's vernix off of a baby. If you don't know what vernix is, it's the stuff that babies are covered in, that white stuff when they come out of their mother's womb. But that's not it. That's disgusting, but that's not it. A little boy came on here and did an interview with someone, I don't know who it was found in the Epstein files, where he talks about going to a party of Epstein's, being tied down while he watches Epstein and whoever the fuck else. He said some names, I don't know who they are, can't remember, and says that they cut these open to gain access to their intestines. And that was where the milk that they drank from their mother stored and curdled like cottage cheese or cream cheese, and they scooped that out and ate that on their bagels. Y'all are not fucking mad enough. And for any of you who believe that Trump had nothing to do with this or was not in the Epstein files at all, you're delusional. His photos are all over. His emails with Jeff are all over. Photos of him with Jeff on the plane are all over. In his home, they're all over. He had underground tunnels dug all the way through his house into the ocean to other islands in the Virgin Islands, where these tunnels were used to transport the children, hear me out, that were going missing in America. Not just in America, 90% of them were in America, but other countries as well. They were transported in shipping containers, brought over to the Virgin Islands, secretly transported under those tunnels to Epstein Island, where they were never seen again. And here's where it gets crazy. Hear me out. All of you guys who had this conspiracy that Wayfair and Walmart had prices at $100,000 for a cabinet or $100,000 for a chair, you had conspiracies because the names of that cabinet would be Rebecca or Tony or little Tommy. And you had conspiracies that these cabinets and chairs were of young children that were being taken. Your conspiracies were right. It came out in the Epstein files. Wayfair is in the Epstein files, and they were selling furniture, $150,000 furniture with the name Little Sarah or whatever, and that was of a child. That was of a child. You're not mad enough. You're not fucking mad enough. Use your voice. Speak up. I might lose my platform for this. Do your research.
Shalom, Season 2. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Akakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, to teach him well. Peace and salutations be to the hopeful elect. And by that Tazo, I'm coming at you from the GMS Tampa camp down here in Tampa, Florida. This lesson is going to be going into men of Babylon forbearing to fight. too weak to fight. All right. As they have done aforetime, they are doing here again. All right. Trying to grab the scripture. And Salakia. This is in transit, so bear with me. It says, Jeremiah chapter 51. It's a lot. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon. All the prophecies and all the threats that the Lord have made against Babylon is going to happen. It's going to take place. Okay, what the scriptures say, we'll grab it, matter of fact. Then we'll come back. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9, and the NIV says, what has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, NLT says, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. So this isn't a new thing happened in Babylon. It has happened to them before. All right. And that also reminds me of this scripture here. In the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4, we are impoverished, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So the people that the Lord hates, okay, he has a righteous anger against forever. All right. Does not Romans 9 and 13 tell you, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated? Okay. The Lord ain't playing with these Edomites, man. They built time and time again, but the Lord gonna keep throwing this shit down, and here it is. They about to get thrown down again. Right when they about to fill their bellies. Right when they about to switch over to this new currency. They about to start doing digital ID. Okay, they about to start implanting people. Okay, this shit's about to get real. All right. And that's another thing. Man, there's just so many scriptures. It's like it says here. In the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 5, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. So the Lord just blew up Babylon's skirt, man. All right, and everybody's seeing her shame. Okay, the things they've been doing in those files, in those Jeff files. All right, on that island. Kanye West song said, I know some niggas that went to the island. Why the fuck would you go to that island? All right, he made a song going in on that, man. Okay. So here it is. The whole world is seeing the things that this devil has been doing behind closed doors, the wickedness, the rituals, the cannibalism, all right, the PDF files, all right, all these things that they've been doing to little children, to women, to men, to kids, okay, all these things they've been doing and getting away with, and yet nobody has the gall to stand up and go against them. Okay? Which brings me back to this scripture here. Jeremiah 51 and 29, or 51 and 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. All right, back then, back in the day, the mighty men of Babylon, well, the men of Babylon, I wouldn't say the mighty men, because mighty men really going into the troops, soldiers, all right, have a forbearing to fight in the wars, and just losing their losing that bark in them. Okay, they ain't got that fight in them no more. All right, when these nukes in the air and these nukes get sent flying, these men are gonna tremble like women. They're gonna melt. All right, but even now, these men are forbearing to fight. Okay, veterans, soldiers, whatever it may be, policemen, all the men in Babylon here are sunken in their seats. Yeah, they heard about what's going on in the files. They hear what this devil's doing. They hear what this devil's getting away with. All right, the prices have gone up on the food. Prices going up on the cost of living. These people ain't waging war. These people ain't standing up and rioting and uprising against these devils. Okay, they ain't trying to overthrow government because of the things that they've been found out to be doing. The president they voted for, the hats, the MAGA hats that they were wearing. All right, nobody's saying nothing. Okay. And people are coming out on video, on doing videos on it, like, all this stuff that's coming out, you motherfuckers ain't doing nothing. Are y'all NPCs? I'll see if I can find one and post it up in the intro, Lord willing. But it says that the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. These niggas got soft. Okay, back when they put a tax on the tea. What was it, a 1 penny? A 1 penny tax? Let me see. How much did the Britons tax the tea? All right, it says, before the Revolutionary War, Britain taxed tea at 3 pence per pound. Okay, let's see what a pence is. Pretty sure that's I'm thinking that's a penny, but shit, I could be wrong. Yeah, it says a pence is the plural form of a penny. All right, so meaning penny, kind of like pennies, saying pennies. The smallest unit of British currency, pennies, okay? And the British English, pennies, okay? But British is pence. Before the Revolutionary War, Britain taxed tea at 3 pence per pound, in the American colonies, a rate established by the Townshend Acts of 1767 and maintained by the Tea Act of 1773. Although this tax was relatively low, it represented taxation without representation, as other taxes were repealed, leaving only the tea duty in place to assert parliamentary sovereignty. All right. It says the conflict. The tax was designed to force compliance, but it backfired, leading directly to the Boston Tea Party and the subsequent war. So back then, these Edomites was ready to go to war about 3 pennies of a tax. Now we getting taxed fucking 7%, 8%, 10% on the things we buy. Okay, you buy something for $1,000. Okay, that tax gonna be about 100. All right. So they just emptying out your pockets. They putting holes in your pockets. Nobody doing anything. They've been found out to be the wicked of the Bible that the Bible speak of. Okay, the heinous acts has been done across seas. All right, and America's funding it. Nobody's stood up. All right, the Jeff files were released. Nobody stood up and said anything. Okay, the prices on food and gas and everything went up. Nobody stood up and did anything. Okay, these people are fucking weak. All right. It says they became as women. They have burned her. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. All right, which is really going into war, but I'm using it as a situation now because it's even already taking place in a form of it's even already taking place now on a lower form, okay, on a lower level, with these files being released and their acts being exposed. Nobody's doing anything. All right. So what's going to get these people riled up? What's going to finally put it into these people to just snap out of that 1,000,000-yard stare, that 1,000-yard stare? Really, 1,000,000. Okay. The scriptures say, shit, it's going to be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. That means it's going to get so bad. Look at how bad it is now. But it's going to get so bad to where these weak niggas going to actually stand up and fight for something. Okay? People going to actually get so tired. All right? They're going to go up against the government here in America. Okay? That's how bad it's going to get. And that's going to be all over the world. You see it happen in other countries. Okay? But it's going to happen here in America as well. That's bound to happen. All right? That just goes to show you how bad it's going to have to get for these people to actually stand up and do something, because with all the shit that they've been doing now, it's surprising that these people ain't stand up yet and start rampaging, okay, the government. All right, but things gonna get to a point where eventually they will. That just goes to show you what type of time we're in. And things are only getting worse for this devil. All right, everybody's going up against the small hats. All right, everybody's seeing the files being released. They starting to lose faith in their own president, which they voted for. Okay, these people have been let down time and time again and disappointed. Okay, so we're about to see what this boils up to very soon. But with that, I truly possess most edifying to you, argument not waffle, listen and truth, sincerity. So next to Mr. I give all glory, honor, praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAITIANS. Shalom.